So depending on what you have, you always figure that the dealer has a 10 in the hole because there's more 10s in the deck than anything else.
Okay, so I have 14, like I always do. I have 14. Okay, every time I plunk down my chip, 14 is what I'm drawing. So help me out of this hole. What am I supposed to think? You're saying that the dealer has a 10.
The dealer, you always figure the dealer has a 10 in the hole.
Right.
So you look at the dealer's up card. If you have 14, a hard 14, say you got a 10 and a 4, and you see that the dealer has a 6 showing, you assume the dealer has 16.
Right. Okay.
You want the dealer to break, so you will win more hands by the dealer breaking than you ever will because you got a good hand. So you would not hit.
Never hit on 14.
No, you wouldn't hit on your 14 if the dealer has a small card, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 showing.
But if they have a higher card?
If the dealer has a 7 or higher showing, you will hit until you have 17 or you break.
I don't want to break. I just...
Well, of course you don't want to, but you shouldn't have a 14 every time.
No, with my luck, I say, go ahead and hit me, and they flip a 10. So, now I've got 24, and I'm out of the game. So, I very rarely would get a 2, 3, 4, 5 added to that 14. So, so I'm always perplexed on how to do this. So, all right, so assume that
you can actually buy, because you can actually buy little cards that are about the size of a playing card that tell you when you should hit and when you should stay. And you can take them with you to the tables because they know most people don't pay any attention to it anyway. They just kind of play on a gut feeling,
Right.
Which is a really good way to lose, but people do it anyway. Plus, it does make a difference as to whether they are dealing from a single deck, a double deck, or a shoe. And casinos have figured out ways to kind of thwart people who are capable of counting. There's no law against counting cards. That means that you're counting how many big cards have come out and how many small cards have come out.
Right.
No law against that as long as you don't use a mechanical device or a partner.
Do you know how to count cards?
I know the background of it, but I don't have that kind of concentration. So for me, the simple thing to do is to count 5s. When you've seen, if you just have a deck of 52 cards and you've seen 4 5s come out, time to increase your bet. The dealer most likely will bust. That's what, basically, the reason for counting cards or playing basic strategy is to be able to increase your bet when the time is right. Basic strategy should help you get there until the time is right. So the combination of basic strategy and being able to count cards, it kind of helps the odds get a little more to even, but they're never going to be in your favor.
Well, I have enough trouble counting the 21, let alone counting cards. That's why I want to go...
We noticed that the ones who have the most trouble counting to 21 will be the teachers, the students, and the accountants, because they're so used to using calculators and all that sort of thing. So you wouldn't be not alone. Plus, people get nervous when it's real money they're putting out there,
Well, I think what throws me off is the hustle, the fast pace that the casinos do. They have to deal X amount of hands per minute or per hour. They're required to just keep the game going at a fast pace, and they don't want you to stop and think and ponder. It's not a chess game. They want you to make that decision right then, there, and let's move forward. Boom.
You actually can slow them down. They can't force you to hurry up.
Well, that's what I was thinking. That's why I kind of ignore them when they try to hustle me and get me to go faster. I just pretend like I don't hear them, and I just keep looking at their cards.
Sometimes it's the other players that want you to hurry, and they'll put pressure on you. But anytime you're under pressure and you're gambling, it's best to quit or move to another table.
Well, I find that when I'm at a table with other players, that's when I get the 14s. It's when I play by myself that I have a better chance of getting out of that 14 rut. So that's the part that drives me crazy. You know, I gamble with the wife, and the wife is hitting 21, and she's doing this, and she's doubling down, and she's splitting, and this and that. Me, 14. Oh, honey, what do you got this hand? What do you think? 14. What do you got the next hand? 14. You know, I can't. It's a curse. I can't get away from it.
You're just not meant to be a gambler.
But I want to.
Well, then what you need to do is do some studying on it. You know, people bring all their money to Las Vegas, but they don't figure out how to play the games before they put their real money out there. And the casinos actually do have, most of them have, in the morning they'll have a free class to teach you the basic way to play the games, because I used to teach them.
Yeah.
But they don't tell you how to win.
If you were going to go out and play some blackjack tonight,
Yes.
where would you go?
I'd probably go downtown.
Fremont, the Fremont area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, where would you go?
I'd probably go to the place I broke in, which was the Golden Gate, because they are a little slower there. There's a lot. It's called a break-in house. That means that dealers that have just become dealers, they go there to learn how to be smooth and how to react with the public. And when you first start dealing to a customer, you're aware of two things. One, that you're working for somebody who wants you to win money because that's what your job is, but you're also playing against somebody who wants to take the money. So it can make you very nervous.
Well, that's what I want. Don't I want a nervous blackjack dealer so I can take advantage of that, of their weakness?
No. The rules are the same.
No,
the rules are the same.
I want to
play. The rules are still the same.
Dusty, I want to play against somebody who's weaker and dumber than me.
No, the problem with that theory is that the dealer has to play by the house rules, which never change. Even if the dealer is nervous, they still have to do what the house tells them to do.
Yes, but they're more inclined to make a mistake if they're nervous. And I want that mistake to be in my favor.
Well, it won't always
Psychological warfare. Psychological warfare.
Well, you can play that way, but boy, that's really a lot of work.
Well, but if it pays off, if I can make a ton of money, it's worth it.
Well,
or,
it hasn't worked for you yet. You're still getting 14.
Well, I know.
So perhaps the one who's really psychologically warped about the whole thing is you.
Well, that's true. That's why I'm sick and tired of being the nervous wreck at the table. That's why when I go to Vegas, I want to extend an invitation to you. You and I will grab some dinner, and we'll hit the spots that you think we have the best chances of winning, and you and I we'll belly up to the table and we'll start gambling. You and me.
Well, we could try that, but I want you to be aware of the fact that I don't go out and play blackjack for a very good reason. I can't afford it.
Oh, no. It's my bank. It's my bank.
Oh, your bank.
It's my bank.
In that case, the sky's the limit.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, it's my bank. I'm funding this operation. So.
Oh, okay.
I have a master plan. Now, hear me out here. We had a guest on several weeks ago, a woman who publishes a book called on a topic called Nameology, where she's able to break down and decipher people's names to reveal personal traits and characteristics of the individual.
Numerology.
I'm sorry?
Numerology.
Well, no, she does it with the name, with a person's name, not with numbers.
Okay.
So she's able to look at someone's name and decipher whether they're weak or whether they're strong, whether they're intelligent, whether they have certain types of issues. And I just thought that would be a great tool to use in Vegas because none of the casinos are familiar with this. And
oh, no, they wouldn't know anything about that.
No. So if I had studied that and then I had you who knew everything about blackjack by my side, you and I, we could decipher the person's name, the dealer's name, and decipher whether or not they're weak or they're strong. There's someone we can control. And then with your knowledge of blackjack, we will just clean up. We'll clean up. We'll break the bank.
That sounds like quite a plan.
Yeah.
Actually, it sounds like a good plan for a movie.
I want it to become a reality. If it becomes a reality, then I'll have the money to make the movie.
That's true.
Here's the other thing. If you and I are able to break the bank, if we can go in there and clean up and become a whale, then moi, I will buy the rights to The Lady is a Stripper and start making that film. How about that?
What a deal.
There you go. So it's my bank. It's dinner is on me, and then we go to one of these joints and we start gambling.
That sounds like a plan.
And my wife will hang out in the background, and she'll take all the chips. I'm going to hand the chips over my shoulder to her, and then she'll cash them and go hide. So, but we've got to do something.
Okay.
And then if you have a show that weekend, that'd be great too. We'd love to see some magic, and of course I'm a guy. I would love to see some burlesque, some stripping. So
What part of Florida are you in?
We are in the Tampa Bay area, over on the West Coast.
Okay. Yeah, I worked in Tampa many years ago.
And you've also worked the Space Coast as well. You are over you've worked the East Coast.
Yes, I worked both all over Florida because I lived in Fort Walton Beach for a while, and actually Tampa is the only place I was ever arrested.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And what did you get arrested for?
Didn't have my pasties on. It was a brand new theater, and the owner, who was from out of state, told us, you always relied upon the owners of wherever you were working to inform you properly of whatever the local laws were, which, changed from town to town. And in Las Vegas, they changed from one side of the street to the other. But he told us that you didn't have to wear pasties, so we didn't, and we got busted. I think that was the first week the theater was open.
What was your punishment? What do you get fined or jailed, or what was the offense? What did it add up to?
It added up to $50, which the owner paid, and a couple of hours of inconvenience. And that was me and another girl, and I think they arrested somebody else too. I believe it was maybe a ticket taker or something, or the guy that was the light man. I don't remember, but the other girl, she had her overnight case, little train case, makeup case with her, and when we got into the area where they do the questioning, like we were big-time criminals, they had her open up this case, and she had a little foil-wrapped package in the top, and they wanted to know what was in there, and she said, well, you're not going to believe it. And the sergeant got all huffy. He said, well, I'm going to find out what's in that, so you might as well tell me. She says, okay, but you're not going to believe me. She said, it's X-Lax. So he opened up that little foil package thinking he was going to find a big fine dope or something, I suppose. And it was X-Lax. And that kind of broke the tension in the room. I think he felt just a little bit foolish. And, of course, all the police in the room were having a good laugh at his expense.
Okay.
Then the owner offered to, he wanted us, he thought that was great publicity, and he wanted us to get busted, so he offered to give everybody extra money if they would get arrested again. But I didn't want anything to do with that.
Well, somebody wasn't being paid off. That's what was going on there. So
I did not think that was fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that your only experience in Tampa had to be that one. But it's 2011. Where can I get some pasties?
If you go on, actually, you can go on eBay.
Wait a minute. Are they yours? Are they yours?